So today we're going to do onion frittata. And the first thing I need to tell you is that I managed to secure the help of my wonderful friend Rachel, for whom the recipe actually is, to whom it's dedicated, because she likes me frittata and tuned.
Thank you.
And she is going to be, you know, the cinematographer, director and camerawoman, excuse me, extraordinaire. Anyway, so we're going to do an onion frittata. We're going to need eggs, very important. We're going to use 6 eggs. That is because I have this pan, which I reckon, what is it, do you think? It's about 12-14 inches. And I think that's a good size.
It's a big one.
It's a big one. And so 6 eggs, pretty large onion, olive oil, salt, a bit of parmesan, which is not necessary, but it helps. And I mean, parmesan has this umami taste, apparently, that is going to, you know, just increases the saltiness and the taste of the frittata. And I sometimes put in it a bit of hot chili sauce because I put it everywhere, but I don't have one at the moment, and so here we go. Now, frittata is the Italian version of the, what I call an egg cake. We got different versions. You also have an omelette, which is the French version, and the tortilla, which is the Spanish version, but neither of those are the same. The omelette, if I understand correctly, what you do, you cook the lower side, and so the egg on top is not completely cooked, and then you fold it. With a tortilla, you cook and recook it. I don't know, a friend of mine makes a beautiful tortilla, but it tends to be quite thick. Now, frittata is never very thick, and frittata means fried. So this is quite important that the frittata is fried on both sides. Okay, and so we have to turn the frittata at some point, for which I will show you the most amazing technique, which I have myself developed over many years of experience. So, while I cut the onion, I'm going to put the fire on. What? Ask.
What mark are you putting it on? Are you putting it on high?
Oh, we want quite a happy fire. So we're going to put quite a lot of olive oil, but to begin with, we're just going to fry the onions. So there we go. My mum never makes a frittata with olive oil. She makes it with sunflower seeds oil. Is that what I mean?
Sunflower oil.
Sunflower oil,
yeah.
Yes, indeed. And so the first thing we do, we cut the onion, slice the onion, not too thin, not too thick. I like to use red onions for my frittata because I find them nice. They have a nice flavour. They're just not quite as sweet as the white ones. They have a bit of bite. The only side effect of using red onions is that for some chemical reaction they become blue with the eggs. So after a while, just don't get alarmed.
No, but they make a nice sort of caramelised
Yes,
thing.
they do. So go slice the frittata, the onions. Now, the thing with frittata, as I said, it's a very, very tasty and incredibly simple meal. It's just very quick. You will see after this.
Is that oil hot now, Bob?
It's the oil is hot, yes, to the point that when I put the onions in, it's just to start frying straight away.
Sizzle.
Sizzling away. So it's quite. We want to make sure that they don't burn, that they need to be braised properly. Now, this is a trick I've learned from my mother. My mother always says, whenever you fry onions, always put some salt in it, because the salt takes out the water and prevents them from burning. So they will caramelize eventually, but they don't burn. So I'm going to to use some salt in the onion.
Is that just table salt or is that fancy salt?
No, this is just normal salt. You don't need fancy salt for this. Right, and then going to beat the eggs. Now, as I was saying, it's a very, very quick, very simple, very tasty, and more importantly, quite cheap dish.
Like me.
Well, I'll put our address and phone number in the description below afterwards. Anyway, moving swiftly on.
You're doing something technical.
I'm doing something technical. Yes, I'm breaking eggs, and I once read that it's better to break the egg not on the border of the container, but just on a flat surface. And so it seems to work, and I do it. So frittatas, we make them a lot in Italy, and they are incredibly delicious. You can do it with all sorts of things. I like the onion ones because it's quick and flavoursome. We also do them with herbs a lot. Sage frittata is wonderful. You can have it with mushroom. You can have it with basically.
Have you done one for me with kale in before as well?
Yes, anything green, beets, as in Swiss chard and things like that. And it's the one thing that you will find all over Italy is a sandwich, a frittata panino. And I don't understand how it hasn't taken on in this country yet, because it's really, really tasty, and it's a full meal, you know, sometimes with a slice of salad or something. It's so nice, and you can have it warm or you can have it cold, so it's really good as a quick lunch. I often have the frittata just with some salad, just green lettuce, and you know, if you make one in the evening and then you have some left over, then you have your lunch for the day after as well. So what we do now is we beat the eggs. I'm not going to put salt in the eggs because that's the way I was taught, and I'm very good at following instructions. But we put a bit of parmesan, which has saltiness in it.
So are these bubbles in the eggs now? Is that important?
No, it's just that you make sure that you mix the eggs properly.
So they just need to be well combined.
Well combined, indeed. Let's just keep a quick eye on the onion at the same time.
Looks good. Starting to smell it now.
Oh yeah, when you say, sometimes I understand. I'm sure it's very common, but I reckon I understand when something is cooked just by the smell. You can say. There we go. So just need a bit more. As I said, the parmesan is not necessary, but it adds a nice touch. And if you don't put the parmesan, don't put the eggs, don't salt the eggs. You just put some salt at the end. Right. So this is nicely cooked, starting to caramelize. So we don't want it to cook for much longer than this. It's still quite hot, and we still have quite a lot of oil. So we're going to put the eggs in. And the way I put the eggs in, I tend to do it from the outside inwards.
Oh yeah.
And then the technique here, I'm sure that this will add everything in.
Just remind us how many eggs have gone in the
6.
6 eggs, 1 onion.
6 eggs and quite a chunky onion. So what we want to do, the technique I use is just basically you make sure that you detach from the border, because what we want is to create a situation in which most of the egg is cooked before we attempt turning the frittata.
Okay.
Now, very important, don't flip the frittata.
Like
Turn
a pancake.
Yes, it's just too big and too heavy. It's not going to work. You're going just to have a disastrous situation. Now, doing this also allows you to spread the onions evenly around the pan. But basically, by doing this, you make sure that you create a...
So this is not what we do in an omelette already. This is different.
Yes, it's different. I'm just going to make sure that all of the egg is cooked. And so you then want to have some kind of quite... just put this center is better. And I just kind of cut the frittata in the middle so that the
So let the
cooked egg is like, we separate the cooked egg and the non-uncooked egg goes under and
Yeah.
cooks, so that by the time we get to turning it, is not, there's no much liquid in there. Now some people put, at this stage, they would put it under the grill, and it's fine, it's, you know, it works, but it's just not the same, because then this will be cooked but not fried,
Yeah.
which is what happens if you turn it properly. Now, I'm going to lower the flame a bit, just to make sure, give it more time and it doesn't burn, to make sure that we create a nice, thick situation. Now, the best way, you can turn the frittata in many ways. Experiment with it. Don't be afraid of experimenting with your frittata. The way I mean, you can do it with a plate. The problem if you do it with a plate is turning it. I discovered that the best thing to use, the best tool for frittata turning is a lid with a handle. It's a flat lid with a handle. Why? Because you can hold the handle while you're doing it. Now, this is almost ready to go. You just really need to make sure that it's quite set, otherwise it will collapse when we attempt the turning. And now I shall put a drum roll. This is what we do. Slide the frittata on the handle.
Wow.
Put the pot on top. Turn it like this. Ta-da! And then we cook the other bit. See? Easy peasy.
That was very impressive.
Thank you.
You were so agile.
Sorry? I missed that.
I said you're so agile.
Agile, yeah, I know. I mean, the agility in my wrist is remarkable. Right, so at this point I lowered the flame so to make sure that it doesn't burn, and I leave it there for probably a couple of minutes. I will add a bit of salt at this stage, not before, just on top. There we go. And then, of course, when you eat it, you can add a bit more salt. Now, it's really nice with a green salad that is dressed Italian style with just a bit of salt, oil, and vinegar. Also because fried egg and vinegar, for some reason, combine quite well. I read
What sort of vinegar would that be?
Oh no, sorry, it's like white wine vinegar.
Okay, yeah.
White wine vinegar.
Yes.
Or, I mean, I think apple cider vinegar would do as well. But I'm not sure about malt. And actually, yeah, balsamic would be okay as well. But I seem to remember reading that the vinegar somehow facilitates the digestion of anything that's fried. So, you know, you have fried onion, and so it's nice. I think it's also nice as a taste. And so it's a very nice combination. So I think we're going to finish this. So put it in the pan. Of course, the eggs somehow souffle a bit, yeah? So when you take it out, it's a bit high. And then you just give it a moment and it's going to flatten down. And as you can see, so the bottom of frittata is also well cooked.
Yep.
And if you're very good, you can sort of do designs. As you can see, this is just, we leave it to improvisation. And it's not too thick either. And all is left now is to eat it. Yay. There you go. Buon appetito.